Hey everyone. So welcome again to this session. Today we're going to be looking at the 5 tips on how to use the Ichimoku indicator in your Forex trading. Right? So the Ichimoku cloud is a technical analysis. It's a TA indicator or tool that has gained wide popularity among traders due to its ability to provide multiple levels of support and resistance, dynamic levels of support resistance, trend identification. And so in this session, what we'll be looking at is the top 5 tips on how to use this Ichimoku cloud or Ichimoku indicator effectively. So the first of what you need to know is the components, right? The components of the Ichimoku. The Ichimoku cloud consists of 5 lines, namely the Tenkan-sen, which you can see here, it's highlighted, the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, which is below here, this reddish line, the Chikou span, which is up here, this green line, and also the Senko span A and Senko span B, right? Senko span A and Senko span B is here. These two adds up to form the cloud, right? Combines to form the cloud. These lines actually provides various levels of support and resistance and helps traders identify some possible trend direction. Let me just turn this off. Okay, let's keep going. So, it comes to the point where if you have the Ichimoku cloud on your charts, it can get quite messy because you do have many lines, 3 lines and a cloud forming on the charts in addition to your candlesticks. So it does get quite complicated, right? Or it can get quite complicated. So it's very important to know what the lines mean, right? But sometimes you can even trigger on and off the lines just so that you clarify the charts a little bit for yourself. And what I mean by switching on and off the charts, what I do sometimes or most of the time is I'll turn off the Tenkan-sen, the Kijun-sen, and the Chikou span line, which you end up with just the cloud. The cloud is there to actually help you, or the primary purpose of the cloud is to help you identify trend. And this is one of the most important things in trading is to be able to identify the trend. Remember, to effectively use this indicator in your trading, you need to identify, whether you're looking to buy or looking to sell. And there's no trend, possibly looking to do nothing. So the Senko span A and the Senko span B lines forms that cloud. You can see here in green, the whole cloud. It acts as a dynamic support or a resistance line. When it's above the price, it's a resistance line and it helps you identify the trend. It's also important to know that the cloud, right, the thickness of the cloud actually gives you the strength of the support or the resistance. A thick cloud is going to show you that there's strong support or resistance. And then the thin cloud, which you can see over here, is possibly going to show you that it's a little bit weak or a little bit weaker, right? So remember that when the price is above the cloud, is an indication of uptrend, of an uptrend. You can expect further upside. Or when price is below the cloud, it indicates a downtrend, and you expect the cloud to hold. You expect price to bounce off the cloud and trade lower. So that's point number 2, right? Tip number 2 is remember to use the cloud to identify the trend. The third tip is don't use the Ichimoku cloud or the Ichimoku indicator alone. As much as it's a powerful indicator, it's always best to use it in conjunction or together with other indicators to help you confirm the trend or to signal to you when trend is changing, when price is possibly going to reverse. In this example here, you can actually use a moving average or you can use the RSI. I've applied the RSI here, and you can see that as RSI turns down from the overbought region, price is also turning down from the top and trading back down into the cloud, breaking through the cloud and showing further downside potential. All right, so third point, don't use the Ichimoku alone. use it together with a momentum indicator, use it together with an oscillating indicator, or a sentiment indicator, just something additional to give you that confirmation, right? To give you that more information to make a better trading decision. So third point is don't use it alone. And then the fourth one, as much as you have an indicator, don't rush into a trade. Wait for the confirmation. One of the things or one of the ways to use the Ichimoku indicator is to look at the Chikou span. This is where you trigger on the Chikou span lines, right? The Chikou span represents the closing price shifted back 26 periods. It can be used to identify trend direction. Remember that when the Chikou span, this green line here, is above of price, is an indication of a bullish trend. And naturally, the further away it is from price, right? The further away it is from the candlestick, is going to show you that there's potential for bigger upside, or bigger moves to the upside. Pair that together with price being above the cloud, right? Maintaining above the cloud, and the Chikou span being that far away from the candlesticks. If you're trading at that point, you'll be looking to say, right, there is good upside potential. I'm looking for confirmation, possibly breaking the recent high to look to get into a trade. And that's where we would see price rocketing up towards that Chikou span line, testing that level. And then after that, although it did continue up, it consolidated and then eventually came back down. So remember, wait for a confirmation, right? Combine a few other lines together, wait for confirmation, just so that you reduce the risk of false signals, false breaks, false entries. And lastly, one of the secrets that not a lot of people do or apply onto their Ichimoku indicator is where you can look at displacement, the secret of displacement. The displacement parameter allows you to shift, right? Shift the entire indicator forward or backward in time. Naturally, you always want to shift it forward just so that you can have a glimpse, a view into the future. Wouldn't it be nice to know where or to anticipate where price could be heading into the future? So you could do the displacement parameter or just the displacement parameter to get a glimpse into the future, potentially identifying where trading opportunities might be, where price could continue towards. How you would do this is you adjust the number of periods in the settings on the Chikou span. A displacement parameter of 26 would shift the Chikou span periods back in time, giving you a view of the price action 26 periods into the future. Here, I've just moved the clouds, right? I've moved the cloud. This is a standard setting of the cloud. And you see that price is above the cloud. It's trading above the cloud. We're seeing that it is forming a green cloud. So we do anticipate price to continue moving to the upside. But if I shifted the clouds a little bit or shifted it, the displacement parameter forward, what we actually see is that the cloud actually shows us, it shifted forward, it shows us there's further upside potential here on this chart. All right, so if you're looking to buy, you're anticipating that continuation of the upside, shifting or applying a displacement parameter could show you whether this move is likely to continue moving to the upside, or is it going to consolidate, or is it going to retrace back down again. But remember, this is still a technical indicator. This is still a technical indicator. So there are advantages, which we've talked about, the 5 tips, but there are also disadvantages in just applying a technical indicator or just trying to trade based on a technical indicator. Remember that you do need multiple components to align in order to generate a signal. When you do sit there and wait for the multiple components to align, what could happen is you end up with fewer trading opportunities in the best case, or in the worst case, you end up with so much information that you get lost, right? We always know about paralysis by overanalysis. So sometimes having too many components, especially here in the Ichimoku where there's so many lines, it could get confusing. You could get lost with the indicator. You could have fewer trading opportunities, or you could end up with a lot of false signals. Also remember that the indicator could be less effective. This Ichimoku indicator could be less effective in the market with periods of low volatility or periods of consolidation. When you see price just moving right across, there's no big cloud to the upside or to the downside. The lines are sitting relatively horizontal, or price is choppy. You're not going to get a good signal in terms of whether to enter a buy or a sell, and that's where it's going to be less effective. And lastly, remember that the subjective nature of identifying trend direction, levels of support and resistance, can lead to many different outcomes, can lead to many different analysis or biasness. Everyone views the markets differently. Everyone anticipates different things. Some people will look at a resistance level and expect it to break. Some will look at a price moving towards a resistance and think that they could buy it to resistance. With that, what you want to do is also be clear, right? Have a clear trading strategy to identify, what you want to do in addition to using the Ichimoku cloud or Ichimoku indicator. So it's not a silver bullet. It's not the one indicator that's going to, guarantee you non-stop profits or winning trades all the way. There are good advantages. There are the 5 tips that we talked about. There are disadvantages that applies. So remember that, you don't want to use this alone. You want to apply this together with other indicators. You want to apply this to your own trading strategy if you have one. If you don't have one, then do make sure to like and subscribe this video. The Ichimoku Cloud is a powerful and versatile technical analysis tool that can help you, but it also has its pros and cons. Understanding the strength and weakness of the Ichimoku Cloud, the indicator, is going to help you with your trading strategy. All right. If you want to find out more about how to apply this onto a strategy or how to develop a strategy using this indicator, do like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. So for now, I hope you enjoyed the video about the Ichimoku indicator. If you want to find out more about other indicators, leave a comment or leave a suggestion in the comments below, and I'll look forward to helping you through your trading journey, sharing with you more about other indicators as well. So take care, trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you again.